Hey everybody, I just want to let y'all know we're waiting for, we need at least one more council person for our quorum, so we're just waiting for one to show up. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. It's 6 p.m. or maybe 6:02. Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. And we do have a quorum. And Garrett's going to come up here and pray with us.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing everybody here safe tonight. We ask that you watch over our council as they guide us through this session tonight. We ask that you be with the men and women overseas as everything going on in the Middle East. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Garrett. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thanks, Garrett. All right, we're going to get to item number 1, the promotion of personnel within the Mount Pleasant Fire Department with Chief McCray.
Mayor, Council, we want to take this opportunity tonight to recognize some of the members of our department that are being promoted. And the first one we're going to recognize is Trevor Jesse. He's been with our department about 6 years. He's been promoted to driver engineer. Trevor, if you come up, you and your wife. His wife's going to pin the badge on him. Trevor's job, like he's going to be promoted to driver. He's responsible for driving the apparatus and getting the guys there safe and getting them water. He pumps the truck once it gets there. So a really important job, and we appreciate his dedication.
Thank you.
Our next member is Jace Collins, and he's been with us about 5 years. He's being promoted to the position of captain. His wife, too, is going to pin him. Captain's responsibility is he rides the front seat in the engine. He's responsible usually for being first on scene, being the first guy to see, as commander. He's also over the station, make sure everything's done right. He'll be out of Central on C shift. And again, we believe in the fire service. Our company officer is almost one of our most important positions because they're with the guys 24, well, in our case, 48 hours on their shift. So they're right there with them. So they eat with them, they sleep with them, they wash dishes with them, and these are the people that are probably the most important in all of the fire department is our company officer. Thank you, Jake. You notice these guys are on the younger side, so we're preparing for
Thanks, Chief. All right, we'll go ahead and move into public comments. The City Council welcomes citizen participation and comments at all council meetings. Citizens' comments are limited to 3 minutes out of respect for everyone's time. The council is not permitted to respond to your comments. The Texas Open Meetings Act requires that topics of discussion, deliberation be posted on an agenda not less than 72 hours in advance of the council meetings. If your comments relate to a topic that is on the agenda, the council will discuss that topic on the agenda at the time that the topic is discussed and deliberated. Do we have anybody that's coming up?
My name's Kyle Mooring, Mount Vernon, Texas. Mayor Lyon, council members, on February 18th, the city requested a meeting with me. I came with documentation. I came looking for answers. I sat across from the mayor, the city manager, and the mayor pro tem with evidence of inspection reports submitted to state agencies that were not based on fact, under-collected permit fees, missing public records, and a child grooming police report that MPPD closed without a single arrest, without logging a single piece of evidence, and without filing a single supplemental report, despite marking the case cleared exceptionally, which means they believe the offense occurred. What I received were rationalizations, minimizations, and justifications. When I raised missing records, Mayor Lyon told me the burden was on me and described how the city secretary and IT contractor ran my keywords and produced what they found. So I requested the search methodology. The keywords, the system searched, the custodians queried. 1 week later, on February 25th, the city certified in writing, no responsive records exist. You cannot tell a citizen a search was thorough and then certify you have no proof a search was ever conducted. City Manager Vine told me if I had a smoking gun, I should just bring it in and hand it to him. When I raised that a building official documented unpermitted work at Walmart in a violation letter, then 20 minutes later was directed to remove that violation, silence. This is the same city manager who on October 17th sent a written directive to this governing body. He named me personally and instructed in his words, do not respond to this individual or engage in any back and forth. A citizen raising concerns about child grooming, contaminated food, and code enforcement failures, and your city manager instructed you to stop listening. Mayor Lyon told me he stopped reading after the second email. There are books right, were his words. Yes, because the issues are serious, because the evidence is detailed, because accountability is not a soundbite. And now I understand why he stopped reading. He was instructed not to engage. I filed formal ethics complaints against 5 city employees over 3 months ago, sent to every member of this council, referenced from this podium, no acknowledgement, no investigator, no agenda item, no response. Yet when an ethics complaint was filed against a council member last November, this body retained an independent investigator within 6 days and authorized the use of subpoenas in that investigation. Swift action for personal conduct and silence for public safety. There's an old saying that goes, hypocrisy is the homage vice pays to virtue. This council will decide tonight which one it's offering. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. And Lee, I know you're gonna try to stop me, but I'd just go ahead and like to add an agenda item for Kyle at the next meeting. Can y'all hear me okay? Austin?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was on mute.
You're fine.
I didn't catch that last part.
We just want to go ahead and add an agenda item for Kyle at the next meeting.
Yes, sir. We can certainly do that. We'll get with Candace on that.
All right, I appreciate it. Does anybody else have anything to say? All right, and we'll go ahead and move on to item number 2. Consider approval for February 17th, 2026 meetings, meeting minutes. And has everybody had a chance to review those?
Yes, I'll need to make an amendment.
Okay.
At the very bottom where it says discuss and consider an agreement for municipal court judge services, underneath that it also talks about something else that we voted on. Can we have that I recused myself from that motion that was tabled, please?
Yeah,
For
we
the
can
re-
add that,
for the
right, Candace?
record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, can I get a motion with modification?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from February the 17th with the changes requested.
A second. All right, Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
Yes. Aye.
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 All right, we'll go ahead and move on to item number 3. Discuss and consider resolution 2026-3, adopting the Texas Information Act policy for the city of Mount Pleasant. And this will be Candace and Austin. For
everyone that doesn't know, Austin is actually the lawyer that specializes in this kind of stuff, so.
Hello, everybody. Lee is actually, I think she'll be joining y'all here shortly, but she had a conflict that kind of ran late, so she asked me to cover, and I actually helped Candace in preparing the policy, so I told her I'd be happy to step in and answer any questions y'all have. It's largely, most of what's in there is a recitation of state law, and so there's not a lot of, just discretion there with what we can do, but it's nice to have it all in one place. And I think the other benefit to adopting this policy, like I've talked about with Candace, in the future, if y'all do decide to adopt other rules or as the rules change, you have the policy will serve as a vehicle that you can update and have a place to put things. Like some cities will decide we're going to have, PD handle their own records or whatever, or you might have administrative type things to put in there as time goes on, and that could be it's useful to have a place to put it all. So
That's great. Thanks, Austin. I definitely like the fact and acknowledge that, we'll put it on the books, and when we need to, modify it or whatever, as time goes along, we'll be able to do that. Is there any other discussion? All right. We get that's okay. Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I'm trying to do all my P's and Q's on a little stuff.
So I support adopting the written TPIA policy, but I believe this draft has a couple significant problems. Starting with the basics, the agenda item calls it the Texas Information Act. That's not the name of it. It's the Texas Public Information Act. The policy uses organization where it should probably say city. And then the fact that the staff contact, the person that the policy designates as the public information officer is the same city secretary named in my November 2025 ethics complaint about how TPIA requests have been handled. And then on substance, the statute says promptly, the statute itself says promptly, defined as soon as possible without delay. The policy doesn't use that word or phrasing. It doesn't specify a single deadline, not the 10 business day production window, not the AG ruling deadline, not the brief deadline. And it doesn't mention that, that under section 552.302, if the city misses the AG deadline, the information is presumed public and must be released unless there is a compelling reason to withhold the information. The policy defines business day as a day offices are open. The statute says it's determined by weekends and holidays, not by whether the building is open. That definition can be used to argue deadlines stop, during weather closures. Under the statute, they don't. The clarification procedure, is dangerously vague. The statute requires written consequence statement, certified mail, 61-day window. And then on cost estimates, if the charges exceed $40, the statute requires a written itemized statement with specific notices. Without that language, the city cannot collect more than $40. I've received estimates over like $1,700 with no breakdown, not true breakdown. The policy does not fix that. And I think there's, a couple other discrepancies, but I just want to make it abundantly clear. I have more than a dozen open complaints with the Attorney General's office for the Open Records Division regarding this specific city. This policy does not fix any of the problems those complaints describe. I would ask the council to table this resolution until it can be reviewed by independent counsel, or, if you're not inclined to table it, I'd ask a minimum that the name of the act be corrected, in the agenda item, the business day definition be fixed, and the statutory deadlines be added before you vote. Thank you.
Austin, do you want to add anything?
So
It's fine if you
to
don't.
the extent that there's any, state law is always going to control with the Public Information Act.
That's what I thought.
Even if the city were to say otherwise, we're always going to refer back to state law.
Yeah, the ordinance is an overlay, right?
I'm sorry?
It's an overlay to state law, right?
Yes, and all the deadlines and everything you mentioned are all required, whether they're in that policy or not. So we can there's always room for improvement and things we can add to it to be more detailed. This is the version presented to y'all today, but if you want any of that added, we can certainly bring that back to you. That's not a problem.
Perfect. Thanks. Any discussion?
Austin, a recommendation, do we need to change this a little bit before we vote on it, in your opinion?
I think if you start including all of the deadlines and getting too specific, I think it defeats the purpose, in my opinion, of the policy is really, I mean, if you look at it, it's designed to internally direct city staff and be a resource for city staff on, hey, when I get a request, I need to give it to the city secretary. It clarifies, you know, people's roles and things like that. You can certainly go into much greater detail, but at some point you might as well just copy and paste, you know, the whole act and in there. So it's really up to y'all how detailed you want to get. This is what Candace and I, you know, had worked up, and I think it's fine as is. I mean, that's my recommendation. But if y'all want more detail, or you want to, and that's kind of what, at the outset, why I said I think the real value in this is moving forward. If y'all decide, hey, we want to, you know, a summary of how cost estimates work, this would be the document we would go edit to put that information in there, right? If we decided that was something your staff needed to know. Same thing with deadlines and things, but you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't change whether it's in this policy or not. It doesn't change that the city will follow it. So,
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, I think it's a good idea, like you were saying, get it on the books, and I mean, we can start revisions right after we vote on it. So,
yeah,
And
and
I
this
don't have a
isn't an
vote, like-
ordinance.
what's
Yeah,
that?
just as a reminder that this has the weight of an administrative policy. So it's an internal document. It's something for your staff to rely on. It doesn't have the force of law like an ordinance does or anything like that. So it can change, you know, at any time. If y'all want to add to it, subtract to it, it's not, it doesn't carry the weight of an ordinance. So
All right, well, we appreciate it, and thank you, Candace. What's up?
So this ordinance, this policy goes along with the ordinance. Councilmember Hageman asked us to create a policy to go along with that ordinance passed, in 2025. And so this policy just goes along with that ordinance that was passed in
Perfect.
2025.
That's perfect. Thanks for all your work on it.
I have a question. Is this first policy of its kind, that the city has established, or guidelines for the city to go by?
Yes, because the policy that the ordinance we adopted in 2025 was its first ordinance. This policy goes with that ordinance.
The one thing I would like to say is that, I can speak for me, is that when I got on the council, and I'm looking at some of my other fellow council members, that there were no policies, or they were very outdated policies. And so for the past 2 years, that's what we've been trying to do, is just clean up, get some updated wording, get some updated dates. And so that's why we just seem to be swimming in policies and ordinances, but it's what needed to be happening because it's been ignored for a while. So, I don't see a problem with a start on something, since that's what we're trying to do.
Exactly, and Kyle, we hear you. We're still standardizing. We've got to make ourselves accountable with policies and ordinances and everything else. So some stuff's never going to be popular with anybody, but I mean, I always want to work on that. We good? Any discussion? We good? All right, let's go ahead and get a vote, please.
I'll make a motion to adopt the Texas Information Act policy for the city of Mount Pleasant, Texas.
I second.
Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
Councilmember Hinton, can you say the resolution number 2026-3, please?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-3, adopting a Texas Information Act policy for the city of Mount Pleasant.
A second. All right, Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
Aye.
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 Yes.
All right, it is unanimous. We'll go ahead and move on to item number 4. Discuss and consider resolution 2026-4, adopting a council initiative and transparency protocol, and this is with our city manager, Dan.
Mayor, members of council, good evening. Tonight, we're present to you the Council Initiative and Transparency Protocol. It has resolution 2026-4, and what this is this basically gives council a structured means or method to bring ideas to the entire council before directing staff. It's also a good way for citizens to present information, programs, project ideas, tasks to the council that then he presents to the entire council. And what this does is it does not add red tape. It creates clarity, a clear structure, and then also gives everybody a voice at the table. It supports smarter spending, and also it reveals that there are no hidden agendas. Everything will be discussed out in the open. So to briefly go through that process and what that would look like, the process from concept to direction, there's a submission of initiative, there's a memo in your packet, and as you as a council member would create that initiative memo, bring it to the council meeting in the next 2 weeks. During that time, staff can have a chance to look at it, to get some preliminary information, so when it is presented, you can talk about everything from start to finish, how it's going to impact the budget or will not, how it's going to impact the community or will not, how it's going to impact staff or will not. It's placed on the agenda. You have a preliminary presentation. Again, we get you as much information as we can. Council deliberates on that topic. Does it align with the city's strategic plan and comprehensive plan? Does it have a potential for a budget, current or future? And is it a priority relative to existing staff projects? So you may have an idea, you think it's a really good idea, we have to pick one of the 10 to move down now to the back. But that's gonna be council directive. So what this does, and then after that, you provide formal direction to the staff. This just creates a solid structure for that process from start to finish. So how it impacts the budget, it will not cost us anything. It might cost a little time, but what it does do is create transparency, accountability, and it should, like I said, impact budget, the current budget, future budgets, should make us, help us spend more wisely. So staff recommends approving this resolution 2026-4 as presented.
All right, on this one, the way this came about was that people will reach out to Debbie or other council members and stuff like that and have things going on, and we'll need to come up. I mean, it's in email, so it's public, it's public, but we want to make sure that our constituents know that they're not just taking their information and moving on, right? Now we're going to go through an administrative thing where we bring it up in the public. We actually vote on it, right? So we can prioritize it, and this was what Rob and staff have been working on. Belongs right along with everything that we do is standardization and transparency. So I mean, I really appreciate the work. I know they do too. So any other discussion?
So Rob, with this form, are we to turn it into Candace before an open meeting to discuss?
Yes, you will turn that into the city secretary, and then we will get that on either the next agenda or whichever one you direct us to put it on. The larger the project, you might push it out a little further to give staff a little time.
Okay.
You do it at the next council meeting just for discussion.
That's great. Any more discussion? All right, Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-4, adopting a council initiative and transparency protocol for the city of Mount Pleasant.
A second.
Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, passed unanimously. We're gonna go ahead and move on to number 5, discuss and consider resolution 2026-5, a generative artificial intelligence policy for the city of Mount Pleasant. And this will be the city attorney, but it looks, Austin, are you good? I mean, you're probably the one that's may have been working on this. Are you on mute? Very good.
Yes, let me pull up. So I've got a few screens going up here.
No worries. And Rob, this just ties along with like standardization, right? We're
trying to get ahead of it, yes.
What?
Yes.
That's awesome. Nothing's on fire.
While he's looking, for his notes. I will say we did reach out to our IT department to see if, Microsoft, Copilot is the platform that we will use, and it is in the resolution of the platform that we will use for that all city employees will be allowed to use would be Microsoft Copilot, because it's tied to the tenant and not to like a cloud-based where anybody, it's tied to like me or Jillian and all of us. And so we did get that information, a recommendation from our city attorney, and then we did reach out to the IT, and they did say that we had that capability.
So are they gonna blacklist the apps that are like ChatGPT or Gemini? Are they gonna keep that from being installed, or like?
We hadn't got that far. He was just, Lee was asking for us to find one that we could use that across all tenants, and that's the one that we came up with.
Good enough. I mean, I read over it. It looked like it was pretty plain language. It's just, again, setting the document and revising it if we need to.
Yes, and this is one Lee would have prepared this. There's no, the resolution itself is pretty simple. It's really more of a technical, more of an IT engineering question. But if you have any legal questions, I'm certainly happy to answer.
All right. Any discussion? No, we're good. All right. Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please? Oh, motion. Can we get a motion? Sorry.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-5, adopting a generative artificial intelligence policy for the city of Mount Pleasant.
I second the motion.
Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
Yes.
Aye.
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 All right. Motion passed unanimously. We'll move on to number 6. Consider approval of ordinance 2026-6, establishing an outdoor burn ban, and this is with the chief.
Mayor and council, this is an extension of the burn ban we have in place today. The way the burn bans has worked in the past. State law allows the mayor or the county judge to put a disaster declaration in place, but it can only be in place for 7 days. After that, council has to act on it to extend it or not. And we do that by ordinance. This ordinance actually extends it, if y'all approve it, for 90 days. It doesn't necessarily have to go the full 90 days. As you've seen the forecast, there's a possibility we'll get some rain. We're not sure that rain is really gonna get us out of our mess. But at some point, we will get rain, sometime, will. So if a month, 6 weeks from now, we get a rain, again, we would come back to you with an ordinance saying, remove it, and we're back to it.
All right. Any discussion? We're good? All right.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-6, establishing an outdoor burning ban.
I second.
Madam Secretary, can we get a vote, please?
Aye.
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 Yes.
Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We'll go ahead and move on to item number 7, City Manager's Report.
Mayor, members of council, catch you up on a few things. Participated in a meeting with Gene Keenan with Republic Services last Wednesday. With Assistant City Manager Webster was there. Mayor Lyon was also there. Council concerns were shared with Republic regarding inability to either deliver roll-off records or pick them up in a proper time, an appropriate time. They said they would look into that, but they also have checks and balances in place that they will be able to share with us. The mayor then asked what the agreement would look like if the exclusiveness for these roll-offs was to be taken away, and how that would impact the cost of residential. That way we're able to share that information. So they're going to, Republic is going to work up a pro forma. We are not working in that direction to quash any rumors, but they are working up a pro forma to see what those numbers would look like if that were not the agreement, which it is. Development continues at Anderson Town Crossing. We have 2 very large hotels looking to come in. They both pose a sizable investment to the city, and I've talked with the the developer for both. We're working on a development agreement. I will not obviously sign anything before it's brought to council, and as it develops, I will share those agreements with you. We're working on one, they're working on pro forma, so we can see what the total investment will look like, how it will impact our hotel occupancy tax, sales tax, and property. You should have all received an update on the compensation study last week. This is a synthesized report from the report with the meeting with the department head. Number one and number two was the meeting with you as council members. That report that you received synthesized those two to see where the commonalities were, and then also where the bridging efforts need to take place. So that project is on track to be completed at the end of March. With the upcoming vacancy of our finance director, staff have worked with Strategic Government Resources to locate a qualified interim person. This person will start this month. There will be a little overlap time with our current finance director, which we're thankful for. And also, we will start looking for a permanent full-time replacement for a finance director. We've also made a job offer to a qualified individual to help fill the vacancy in finance. And in related news, the financial audit is progressing as it should be, and should be completed on time. There should be a form in front of you. Three of you shared information as to which projects or boards you would like to be involved in. If you do not see your name on there, or you would like to add a board or a project, please put your name next to that board or project and get it back to me if you can this week, and we will put that on the 17th discussion on the agenda. That's all I have. And a report.
Thanks, Rob. To clarify something on the Republics thing, I've talked to them. We're listening to you, right? If you're a city resident and you have a problem with the roll-offs, I mean, that's going to affect your bill. I want y'all to email me so I know that somebody has concerns about it, and it will be mayor@mpcity.net. So if we come back in 2 weeks and I don't have any emails, it's going to be whether you want it. You want those roll-offs, because we need to know how much participation is out there. All right, appreciate it.
Well, I can tell you of 27 people that will tell you absolutely not.
That's what I've been hearing from residents inside of the city. So I mean, I need it. I need those emails. So we're hearing you. Okay, we just need that participation. Any discussion? Y'all have anything y'all want to add to it? All right, we're gonna go ahead and pursuant to Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, the City Council will recess into executive session, closed meeting to discuss the following: deliberations regarding economic development negotiations, Dorchester refinery site, consultation with the attorney regarding proposed termination agreement and mutual release with Tyler Technologies, Inc., and consultation with attorney, Texas Code 551.071, and personal matters 551.074 related to evaluation and goals of the city manager. Is there anything else in there? Nope. All right, we'll move into executive. It looks like it's about 6:33. Man, I'm a fan.
Hey, Rob, you want to send there for This is my email.
Yeah.
I don't want my trash going up.
I think that's going to be 100% the city thing, so. Yeah, no,
No. He's my neighbor, though. What's up with Lake? Really? Lace is a good one. I like Lace. Oh, that's beyond that. Well, he's tired. I don't want to fire. Dude, I had a 30th anniversary yesterday. okay? Yeah. Yes. Who? Oh, awesome. She works with me. We, at the breast center, she coordinates all the boxes and stuff, and I assist Dr. Bobsey. Leanne is spectacular. Okay. I wouldn't want to do without her.
Only one. He has like 30. It's Victor. One. All right. So, ooh, that's what you put in outwards. Wow. But I heard this one is Victor over here.
You can walk today?
I'm on that. I'm too old.
about that? Faithful's right out there waiting on you. That's right. Y'all be gospel for the last hour and a half.
It is 7:41. We'll be moving back into regular session. Can I get a motion on item number 1?
I make a motion to authorize the mayor to execute the termination agreement and mutual release with Tyler Technologies Incorporated.
All right, can I get a second?
A second.
Madam Secretary, can I go to vote, please?
Yes.
Aye.
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 All right, Madam. Passed unanimously. We'll go ahead and move on to item number 2. Can I get a motion for item number 2, please?
Make a motion to approve the city manager objectives for February, August 2026 as submitted by the city manager.
I second.